Shalom Yeshua. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rechah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to the Akim that's preached the word in all truth and sincerity, along the Israelite foreigner brothers that are like the heathens. But the line and foul side goes back to the nation of Israel, which nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. So this is your buddy your call, a mop of the lesson. And on today's lesson will be entitled, The Land Shall Be Barren of Faith. I'm just going to go on some precepts and Lord willing, you brothers and you sisters out there be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, and excuse me, I can, if you hear my voice, it's a little off. I've been been sick. I've been coughing a lot and stuff. So, Lord willing, I'm able to get through this lesson, and Lord willing to be edifying, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, you know, and I'm gonna start off in the book of Second Edges, chapter 5 and verse 1, in the Apocrypha. It says, "Nevertheless, as coming in tokens, which tokens mean signs, you know." It says, "Behold, the day shall come, that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number." And right, and they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in great number, represents the 2/3 of Israel being destroyed, as well as the heathen nations, in America, according to Zechariah 13:8, you know. It says, "And the truth and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith." And that's right, man. And how will the way of truth shall be hidden? Because very soon, according to Amos 8 and verse 11, which is a future prophecy, is going to be a famine of the word. You know, as you read Amos 8 and 11, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Shemosai, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh." Right, so it's going to be a famine of the word. So our people, they're not going to be able to have easy access to the truth, by way of YouTube and ultimately going out on the highways and byways where the prophets are located at, you know, because, Esau, the Lord's going to put the spirit on Esau very soon to shut down the internet, you know, according to this prophecy. It says, verse 12, it says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea." In the day is these 2/3 of our people, the wicked Israelites that rejected the word of Yahweh Shemashah by way of his prophets, you know, and these heathens, you know. It says, "And from the north even to the east, they shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it." Right, so they're not going to find the truth. When they start seeing military personnel in the streets, martial law troops, uh, checkpoints, you know, they're gonna be trying to get answers, but they're not gonna get it, which is gonna lead to, "And the land shall be barren of faith." It's still gonna lead to that, because if people don't have answers, then it's gonna lead to being faithless, you know. It says, "In the land, which the land is America, shall be barren of faith." It looked up the word barren. Barren says of land too poor to produce much or any vegetation. Let's see. It says empty of meaning or value. You see, so that's gonna apply to America. Basically, everybody's gonna bug out. You see, because it's gonna be a famine. It's gonna be pestilence. It's gonna be a lot of judgments going out. Concentration camps, FEMA camps. You know, newly created wild beasts. The Lord's gonna create and unleash them in the earth for judgment. Teeth of wild beasts. You see, so it's gonna get real bad, man. But the only one that's gonna have the faith is the elect. As when you read Luke 18, in verse 8. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. It says, well, I saw verse 7. It says, and shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them? Right, because Yahweh Shemosai will avenge his elect for all the people that have done his elect men wrong, you know. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? And right, that's a question, and the answer to that question is yes, because the elect will be looking for Yahweh Shai for the salvation, you know. When you go to Isaiah 33:6, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. And right, when we look at that word stability, as we always go into it, it's from the Hebrew word amawana, which means faith, you know, which this is the feminine way of saying amawan. The masculine way would be amawan, which means faith. So the knowledge and understanding of the scriptures that the elect will have will be their faith, you know, and opposed to these people of the world not having faith. You see, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. And that's right, man. So it's gonna get real crazy out here, man. The love of many gonna wax cold. You know, let's get that. Um, Matthew 24, verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, which iniquity means sins, and abound means to increase. So, and because sin shall abound, iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. Let's look at that word cold, you know. So that's with the love of many wax cold. That's gonna be a faithless people, especially with the food, man. People gonna be killing people for bread, as it says in Second Edges, the 15th chapter, I believe. You know, wax cold is from the Greek word psycho, and that's spirit. A lot of people they're gonna be going psycho, man. You know, psycho. It says metaphor of wanting love. You see, love word wanting. Wanting means decrease. So decrease love. Becoming weaker. So it's gonna be decreased love on these people, man. You know, and when you go to Isaiah 24 and verse, um, linking up on how land shall be bearing the faith. These people of the world that don't have this knowledge. It says Isaiah 24:10 says the city of confusion is broken down, which the city of confusion is America, bound on the great. That's what Babal means in Hebrew, confusion. You know, it says every house is shut up that no man might come in. That's your checkpoints. You know, that's gonna be very soon on every corner, every street. You're gonna see checkpoints very soon in America by way of the martial law troops. You know, it says there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone, man. So that's gonna happen. Ain't gonna be no more parties, no bars, no music. You know, and the wine represents the truth. It's not talking about actual wine. Let's get a priest to prove that it's talking about the truth. Isaiah 55, verse 1. It says, ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, which is a metaphor for this truth. It says, and he that have no money, come ye buy and eat, yet come buy wine and milk without money and without price. It says, wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread? It says, and your labor for that which satisfies not, hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. You know, so the wine, as it says in verse 1, the wine is talking about the truth. You know, in a metaphoric sense, you know. And but I read verse 11 again. It says, "Therefore is a crying for wine in the streets." So a lot of people they're gonna be crying, especially these women. And a lot of these husbands gonna get put to death. You know, and as it says, um, Isaiah 3. Let's hold that on deck. And I come back finish this. It says, "There is crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone." Right. So people they're gonna be crying for answers, man. They're gonna be wanting answers, but they're not gonna get it, man, because the Lord's gonna withdraw his prophets, his true prophets, off the highways and byways. It's not gonna be no more prophesying. You know, as the Lord told Jeremiah, "Thou shalt not be unto them a reprover," something like that. I'm trying to find it. Be a reprover. God. This is Ezekiel 3:26. It says, "And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth," meaning the Lord was gonna, cause Ezekiel not to prophesy no more. You know, because when your tongue is cleaved to the roof of your mouth, it means you're quiet. You know, that thou shalt be dumb. Yeah, dumb meaning you not being able to speak. It says, "And shall not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house." And that's right, man. And that applies to Jake. Jake is a rebellious house, so they don't want to listen. So the Lord's gonna draw his prophets off the highways and byways, and Jake gonna be one of the answers, but they're not gonna find him. Why? Because they're a rebellious house. They didn't choose to repent and fear the Lord, man, when they had a chance. You know, when they had liberty to repent. You know, what they did, they mocked the prophets, they laughed at the prophets, the Lord's men, you know. So the Lord's gonna laugh at them and their calamity, man, by way of his men, you know. But this is Isaiah 3, verse um, verse 25 says, "Thy men shall fall by the sword, thy mighty in the war." And that's right, because it's gonna be a lot of men that's gonna be drafted, because it will be a World War III according to the prophecy. You know, a lot of these women, men, they're gonna be drafted. You know, and they don't go to the Middle East. You know, Valley of Jehoshaphat. You know, right over there by the Persian Gulf. You know, according to Joel, the second chapter. You know, and they ain't coming back. You know, because they're gonna be destroyed over there. You know, it says, "Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war." It says, "And her gates shall lament and mourn." So these women, they're gonna be gates represents her rulerships, not rulership, her leadership. You know, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So these women are gonna be greatly humble. You know, and they're gonna a lot of it's gonna be a lot of the Lord gonna destroy a lot of these wicked women, man. You know, and rightfully so. You know, because these women is proud. You know, haughty. You know, these men too. Everybody. You know, but as Apostle Barr said one time, the greatest um, motivation will be that hunger, that famine, man. 'Cause Esau knows that he can have the people submit to him by him, bringing a famine, you know, a man-made famine, and people they gonna do whatever Esau say in order for them to eat, you know. So Esau knows that, you know. I believe Harry Kissinger said he said control the food. If you can control the food, you control the people, something like that, you know. So that's true, you know. But the elect is gonna be good, man. The elect is gonna eat and drink, according to Isaiah 65:13. You know, so the elect have nothing to worry about, man. The Lord willing, be those men, you know. But yeah, I just want to make a lesson on that. You know, land shall be barren of faith, and Lord willing, I was edified. And until next time, shalom.